Hi?
Hi.
Hello. I'm very, very hopeful that the audio is now working. If you can't hear us, please let us know. That might not work,
If you
thinking about it.
If you can hear us, post in chat.
Music is slightly louder. I can do that. I can fix that.
There we go. The music is very loud in this game.
Let's make the music very quiet instead.
Yes.
Are we any better, guys?
It should be hopefully audible now.
I'll take that as confirmation from Shiny. So we're going to play about an hour or so of Let's Go Pikachu. I'm the boy with Pikachu and Bulbasaur. PT is the girl with Mew.
Yep.
And we're both blonde / grey beyond our years. Because there are literally 6 customization options for your character in Pokemon Go. Let's go. Pokemon, let's go.
You'll quickly notice that because I'm player 2, I'm completely non-corporeal, so I will randomly disappear for no reason like that.
Supergirl!
And then reappear. Especially if I fall off the screen, because the camera pays no attention to me whatsoever. Which is fair.
It's still quite fun to see a Mew zipping around the Pokemon Center, though.
Oh yeah. That's kind of the first thing you notice about this game as soon as you get a following Pokemon is they move around quite freely. It's quite nice.
It's a bit tinny for some reason.
A bit tinny.
It's probably just the setting on the mic. Let me change it back and see if that helps. Is that any better at all? Well, I think that's probably as best as we're going to be able to get it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because we're both having to talk into one microphone.
Still. Where are we then?
So, we've skipped ahead from the beginning of the game. Mostly because this is actually as far as I've gotten in the actual game so far, because I've had no opportunity to play it. So I figured let's actually just play a bit of Mount Moon rather than doing the same very beginning of it that everyone will have already seen a million times by now, I'm sure. So I have beaten a couple of these trainers, but not this one.
I have a thought, by the way. As much as I like running around Mew, it is level 1. It might be worth putting another Pokemon in your second slot.
Oh, I would have thought they'd give you a level 5.
Yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Give us an Oddish.
Yep, Oddish is fine.
Why not?
Move Pokemon, put it there.
There. Because I mean, basically, after a couple of battles, then Mew will be high level enough for me to
Oh,
use.
I'm sure it'll probably be from this battle alone, really.
Probably. Although it still won't have any moves worth using.
Well,
It doesn't
yeah.
learn any.
It is a Mew.
This is one of the big things about having a second player in the co-op mode. Every battle turns into a 2v1 situation.
Yeah, it's making an already very easy game even easier, really. Before you even get into the fact that we've got a Mew on our side.
Yep. And just the power of hacks in general.
Ah!
Ooh. Yeah, that's we're both using the Pokeball Plus, and it makes noises.
Having Mew there is making Ace Trainer Rook want to spend $60. I mean, it's an expensive Mew.
Yeah. It's fun. I'm still not quite sure what I think about the Pokeball Plus, but
Well,
you know.
first battle in the game already, and the same complaint that I had from playing with it EGX is that when you actually press down to use the attack, it selects the next attack down because it's the bloody control stick.
Yeah. You get used to it after a bit, but you shouldn't really have to. And yes, the graphics are... I've spent the last few weeks playing Red Dead Redemption, so I can't really say they're really nice or they're beautiful or gorgeous or anything, because they're not. But having last played Sun and Moon, the difference is quite astonishing.
Yeah.
The game is actually very nearly up to modern standard now, graphically.
Yeah, it's certainly not Red Dead Redemption levels, but
Yeah.
as far as a Pokemon game goes,
It's
there's not
fabulous.
one that's looked better at all. So
Yeah, it's a fabulous looking Pokemon game. Yes, I do use the same team. I use whatever Pokemon's in the second slot.
although you can change Pokemon once the battle starts, can't you?
Yeah, I can move around just like anyone else does.
Let's catch a Rattata.
Should we see if we can get the double excellent thing?
Oh no!
There we go.
I'm hitting the mic stand.
There we go. The menu is a touch of lag. Yeah, that's... Yeah, we'll talk about the lag. A bit later on, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty immediate when you get into Viridian Forest and you start noticing frame rate drops, which is amazing in a Pokemon game.
The frame rate is... I mean, the only word for it really is terrible, unfortunately.
I mean, to be fair, if you come out of a game like XMI,
Yeah.
where it literally has a frame rate of 2 for its battle system, it's still a step up, but...
Well, X and Y tended to just fall over in the battles, whereas this falls over in the overworld
Yeah.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And often when menuing as well, I'll catch a Pokemon and I'll be going through the menu, the experience thing that you just saw, and it will just jank for a bit. It's kind of weird.
Ah. I mean, that's what I wanted. I just had to go the very long way around to get it.
My kind of biggest complaint about the controls is that they've done the Nintendo thing where they've basically they've decided that they want the game to be playable on a single Joy-Con, which is a good thing. It's an admirable thing, but they have decided that that is the only way to play the game.
Yeah, it's very, very confusing when you try and play it with the actual Joy-Cons.
Yeah, because you can't. Basically, you have to use the stick and the buttons off of a single Joy-Con.
Yeah.
Vertically as well, not horizontally. So it's just kind of, you almost have to play it two-handed or just keep moving your thumb and give yourself RSI.
It's just completely contradictory to how every other game on the Switch works as well. Like, it just confused me so much the first time, because the first thing that you go to do when you have a single Joy-Con on the Switch is turn the thing around and use it as a horizontal gamepad.
Yeah.
And then you start moving around the menu, and it goes mental because you're going the wrong way.
Yep. So,
Oh, a Mankey. Get the Mankey.
I can't get the Mankey.
Oh no!
I am a ghost, apparently.
That's only going to end up getting in the way somehow.
Yeah.
When we end up missing something entirely.
Oh. Alright, we have to be have slightly better timing. There we go.
Well, caught the monkey either way. Apparently you caught it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it came from your ball.
Kind of weird, but yeah.
I really do like the Pokedex in this game.
I do. It's very, yeah. It's very nice. It's kind of a weird thing in that I love this game. I really do. And I have so much that I will complain about, but I still really, really, really like
Sandshrew!
Sandshrew over there.
So this is one of the best parts about the game, is seeing the Pokemon out in the world and actually wanting to go and run and capture them. No, we screwed that one up entirely. There we go.
Hey! Nice. Yeah, I don't want to play a Pokemon game without Pokemon in the overworld anymore.
No.
I think, honestly, that might sound like I'm exaggerating a bit, but I genuinely mean it. It improves the game so much.
So much. I genuinely think that if they ever try and go back to it, just random encounters and patches of passes of grass with a completely blind approach to what you're going to get, is just going to actively ruin the game at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, now you've given us the kind of the taste of the Pokemon in the overworld thing and everything like that. If you take it away from us, it's just going to make the game feel so old, if nothing else.
And so dead.
Yeah.
Like, just... If we go back to Pewter City, which is more or less wasting time at this point, but if we just quickly do it. One of the things that stands out to me in the city is the amount of Pokemon in it.
Yeah. It's the thing that this game does best.
So if we just have a little, like, roll around while we talk.
Yeah, you got a Geodude there, you got Butterfree over there. You just got people hanging around, and you've got Pokemon in the world, and my players just despawned. There's a Slowpoke up there, and just people moving around as well, and just generally kind of... It's still a little bit JRPG-ish in the way it's laid out, and the way it's structured.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on in the world now that wasn't there before. As you know, even in kind of Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, there wasn't anywhere near as much, you know, density and detail to the world, which I think is one of the biggest things that they've managed to get out of putting it on Switch.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, it's kind of nice when you haven't, when you're running
there
on...
we are.
Yep, I'm back. It's kind of, this is the difference between running on a, I mean, it was a, 7-year-old handheld, as opposed to, you know, a 2-year-old one, but also a 7-year-old handheld that was already running on technology that was incredibly outdated at the time.
Yeah. I mean, all it's really doing is just making it an actual Pokemon world.
Yeah.
It's a world where all of these things exist, and that's kind of what...
Bulbasaur's just found something, by the way.
It's kind of what we saw and we loved from the Detective Pikachu trailer this week as well.
Yeah.
Which is that it was very much this is a world where Pokemon exist.
Yeah, it's a world where someone's actually sat down and thought, actually, how does the world building work for this? How does this put together? How do the people and the Pokemon live together and interact and everything? And even when the game is doing things that are essentially random, like with the Pokemon of the overworld, they don't actually interact with each other at all. They just move around.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because it looks like they do.
I mean, look, there's just a monkey running around.
Yeah. Just
How is that not awesome? I want to get it.
There's a Pokeball here, by the way.
I mostly want to get it just because it's running away.
That's fair, yeah. I did have a situation where I was in a route and 2 Growlithe were...
Oh, well, I think we're on time, but... Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 Growlithe on the opposite sides of the route, and they just ran over, sort of looked at each other and moved around a little bit, and then ran off again. it looked like they were sniffing each other and actually interacting. So even though it was... even though it was just RNG at work, it didn't matter. It's so easy to fake that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, what they can do for future games is build that up a lot more.
Yeah.
I know what Stel said, what he want to see is effectively what Monster Hunter World did, and create a biosystem effectively, of the Pokemon out and about in the world and interacting with each other
Yeah.
as a result, which is great. But what this is a brilliant first step towards that.
Yeah, I feel like you've got a good basis here. Like, I think there's a lot you can say about what they can do in the future regarding the overworld and the Pokemon running around. But as a first go, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
And it's such a huge step up from what was already there in the last game
Yeah.
that it just makes such a dramatic difference, just that one thing, really.
Yeah. I think one
You
of...
weren't there before, were you?
I think it was. Bulbasaur's found something again. I think the biggest kind of bugbear I have is the people trying to kind of dismiss this as a side game, because I think, especially now we've actually played it and we've seen what they've done with it, it really does belittle the amount of effort that's been put into making this better in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
And we have had to lose things from the game for it, but most of what's not there is stuff that we could actually stand to lose.
I mostly agree.
Not everything.
Yeah,
Mostly.
there are a few things that I really do think they've made a massive mistake with in that regard.
Yeah.
But we talked about it on streams for this channel before. When it comes to redefining what Pokemon is, they've got to be prepared to throw things out. If they want to do what Zelda did with Breath of the Wild and do something new and different, they need to be prepared to just kill their darlings, as it were, and just say, well, why do you need abilities?
Yeah.
Why do you need battles?
Yeah.
Wild battles? Why can't we just do this
Yeah.
and see how that works?
And I almost think it makes more sense for them to use this game to go to the extreme and really kind of almost go too far. And
Yeah.
then they can wind it back to a way that works a little bit more, you know, a little bit better. But actually, if the catching system in this game and the overworld Pokemon in this game and all of the general overworldy stuff stayed and was like this forever, I'm not sure I'd mind.
Yeah,
Even the go catching mechanics.
There's really barely anything that I would want them to effectively change from this game to 2019, other than 2019 being a more I don't want to use the word hardcore, but you get what I mean when I say it,
Yeah.
in the sense that it's a little bit more in-depth in the features. Let's bring abilities and held items back, because there's no reason to not have those, to be honest.
Yeah. And as H-Trick Haruk has just rightly pointed out in chat, kill IVs.
Yeah.
Although actually, the way they work in this game, it's actually kind of okay, because it's so easy to get high IVs.
The stats in this game are pretty insane.
Yeah, they're just completely ridiculous.
Yeah, they've very much taken the Antics lead with the stats in this game and just gone, "Bleh, whatever, do what you want."
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a little bit when we have a look at it, but... Oh, no. I made a mess of that. But
Timing's wrong.
the stats in this game are not very much a one-to-one translation of what they've been in previous games, although it's the same system underpinning it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Only God has said something pretty true in chat, which is it is harder to keep your team evenly leveled now. I think it matters a little bit less, perhaps, than it did, possibly because the game is quite easy. But
Yeah.
it is true. It's why I'm not sure I'd want to see wild battles gone completely. But I feel like you could do some kind of hybrid system where you use the go catching mechanic after selecting a Pokeball.
Yeah, all it really needs, to be honest, is that you have at least make it an option.
Yeah.
If you keep effectively the capture mechanics and the combos and the rewards for doing combos, but much like you can with the handheld option for this game, effectively deactivate all of that and just have it coming down to pressing the A button.
Yeah.
Just have an option in the menu that says, I want to be able to catch my Pokemon after I've battled them, or I want to just press a button and have a Pokeball do its stuff.
Yeah.
It's effectively still down to random number generators anyway, so...
Just get rid of the throw mechanic like we've just
Yeah.
done. Just have it so you push A at the right time.
I mean, that's what it does in handheld mode. It's exactly the same.
Yeah. The nice thing about it is that it does give you a lot more insight into what the catch rates are doing. So like right now we've got a yellow ring, so it's somewhere in the middle regarding catch rates. You know, but if you try and catch a Pokemon and it's got a red ring, then you know you're throwing the wrong thing at it, which previously was kind of really opaque.
It's actually a good thing that Pokemon Go has brought into it.
Yeah. It's actually that I think they've done a good job of stealing the right things from Pokemon Go.
Yeah. Even the candy thing is a good thing as much as it makes things a bit mental.
Yep. It gets rid of EVs though, and I think EVs were kind of a fundamentally flawed system.
Yeah.
I mean, IVs I think are as well, but at the same time I think that there's ways of fixing them, as this game has proven. Which is...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've changed my tune on that one a little bit over the last few months, because having played this game, and having seen how easy it is to get, like, 4 IV Pokemon now, it's not the end of the world. You're not having to spend ages breeding down IVs onto things.
This is how hard it is to actually select the option that I want using the Pokeball Plus.
It is a bit of a...
So, as far as the candy stuff goes, let's show you a bit of that now. So, the candy concept comes from Pokemon Go, but in this game, it's not Bulbasaur candy, Oddish candy, Mew candy, etc.
Although that does exist.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that does in this game. I've not looked into it.
So, the candies that you see on the screen at the moment, they're stat candies, essentially. So, quick candy increases your speed, tough candy increases your defense, blah blah blah. You can get individual Pokemon candy as well, and that just increases all of the stats by 1, but only for that Pokemon.
That makes a lot of sense.
So you will get Pikachu candy in this game, or Eevee candy in the Eevee game, kind of pretty regularly throughout the game, and you can only use it on Pikachu or Eevee respectively, but it pushes the stats up by 1 for each, which makes a fair bit of difference actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent the morning chaining Diglett, hoping to get a shiny. I didn't in the end, but that's because I got bored. But I ended up with like 300 speed candy, and I ended up and I caught like a 4 IV Diglett with the right nature, which was nice. Which I mean, sounds more complicated than it is, but this game solves the nature problem basically by just having you catch 60, 70 Pokemon.
It also gives you the option to just change your nature.
Yeah, yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a person in Celadon.
Yep.
Where if you talk to them and give them a bit of money, they will basically force the nature on all the Pokemon you encounter, basically until you go back and tell them to stop, or for the rest of the day.
Oh, okay. I thought it was you actually changed the nature of the Pokemon.
I think you might be able to do that as well. I don't know, but I know you can force the nature of wild Pokemon. I've heard.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen this myself yet. This is just what I've been told. So I could well be wrong.
Okay.
We're being told by Shiny Linny that we need to play with Pikachu. By the
we
way.
will in a second.
Yeah.
So, like we were saying, the candy thing, it's not the same as EVs. It literally just gives you 1 in that stat, and then you can keep on doing that.
Yep.
I think there's a limit, but it's something of a ridiculous limit.
Well,
because
I fed something like 80, 90 candies to my Diglett, and it hardly touched the stat screen. But, you know, you got the graph where it all sticks out, but hardly touched it.
I mean, what I've seen is people with severely underleveled Pokemon with stats that you wouldn't even have in that Pokemon when they were level 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of where that candy system takes you now.
I have a level 19 Diglett with 1500 CP, which is a good 500 CP higher than my level 37 Pikachu.
Yep. In a way, it kind of fixes the issue with the way that the level system in Pokemon games is a bit broken anyway.
Yeah.
I don't really know what coach trainers do, except for the fact that I assume they're tied to the master trainers thing somehow.
I think so. I think they're also just harder than normal trainers, and they usually give you a reward for beating them.
Harder in this game effectively means normal.
Yeah. it will be too easy for some people. I don't mind because I like existing in the world and catching Pokemon and just generally kind of doing things. But if you're here for, you know, competitive Pokemon every day, this isn't the game for you.
No,
which is
but let's not really pretend that most Pokemon games in recent history have been very difficult to play through anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem per se. Though, the kind of the weirdest thing is because of the chaining mechanic being actually well implemented, and the fact that you've got the candies, and the fact that you've got the ability to you know, force natures and whatever, it's one of the best games to build competitive Pokemon that there has ever been.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that's kind of effectively eventual setup for the next games along anyway.
If they keep all the systems basically as is and put them in 2019, and obviously put online battles back in terms of Battle Spot and online competition and stuff.
No!
Oh no!
No!
Oh god damn it! Oh.
That was obviously definitely going to happen at some point.
Oh well, at least you get sleep powder. Apparently you just got a whole lot louder.
Yeah, I just fiddled with the settings.
Ah, fair enough.
Sorry if that's like killed your headphones or something. Forget an old move. Thank you. Growl. I guess sleep powder is probably... Oh, well.
Yeah.
I normally prefer poison powder.
They're both 70% accuracy anyway, so they're kind of dubiously useful. Oh yeah, people are going to love that. The experience share is locked on.
Yeah, it effectively needs to be in this game.
It really does need to be in this game.
EVs don't matter, so at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine, honestly. That is the thing, because EVs have been removed, you can't ruin a Pokemon by battling with it anymore.
Yep.
Which was really counterintuitive in the first place.
It's even more of a reason for that to not be a thing ever again.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this whole candy system is from what little I've played with it so far, it seems like an appropriate substitute.
Oh yeah, we need to get an Onix and ride on an Onix.
Yes, we do.
Alright, so shall we buy the Magikarp or not?
I think yes. I think you kind of have to buy the Magikarp. I must admit, I am kind of impressed by how much the nostalgia factor of this game has actually worked for me. Because I was one of the ones being quite loud and snooty about how I didn't want to go back to Kanto. Which isn't something which I don't disagree with, really.
Yeah.
But actually playing the game, I don't mind. Like, hearing the original rival theme again is nice.
Yeah, I think my view of it is kind of like, and it has been for a while, it's effectively, if you're going to do it, alright, fine. At the very least, you're giving us the best possible version of playing around in Kanto.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's fair. I think it's true as well.
Because, you know, even with the dumbed down part of it, the Go mechanics part of it, it's still actually better than Red and Blue.
Oh, it's not even close. Honestly, it's not even close.
It's interesting, if you go to the Pokemon centers, it's only ever the old people talking about the plot.
It's about right, isn't it?
So, Jigglypuff looks wrong now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I am wondering if the... I mean, I assume almost certainly not, but I'm wondering if the Detective Pikachu trailer is giving us a little bit of an insight as to what 2019 is going to look like. If they're saying it's going to look different graphically.
I reckon we're probably going to get closer to that than what we've currently got.
Yeah.
But my kind of expectation of it, I think Pikachu wants me. My kind of expectation of it has kind of
You
been.
want to shake your controller?
I just want to talk to this dude first.
Ah, fair enough.
Talk to me. Yeah, my expectation of it is all right. Pikachu fell asleep after Jigglypuff's song.
Oh,
I-
I don't think you can play with it because it's.
Yeah, because Pikachu's asleep. I don't think. Oh well, I can. You're not asleep there.
No.
I'm sure if I give it a bit of a healing thing, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine as soon as you walk away from the big Jigglypuff.
So yeah, like if there won't be Pokemon, there won't be Detective Pikachu level,
No, of course not.
because
It's a Switch.
yeah, it isn't going to be capable of doing that much. But I reckon we're probably looking at somewhere around the lines of Smash Brothers, where you see Lucario and especially Incineroar
Yeah,
in that.
and they're
um,
furry.
Yeah, and the Pokken kind of level realism.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's going to be kind of maybe not so far as Pokken, but not so cartoony as Pokemon at the moment. Not that it looks bad by any means.
Oh, the motion controls are janky. Super janky.
This is what happens when you don't have a proper pointer. Ooh,
I feel like they're inverted as well.
vaguely. You don't-
Got your nose. Got your nose. Belly rubs. Pat on the head. It's a pity that the second player can't actually do anything in this
Yeah.
mode. 'Cause this is exactly what you'd want the second player to get involved in. I want to. Yep. Yeah, I know Pikachu. I know. Yeah, I've got loads of raspberries. You can have one of those. No.
Basically, this is Pokemon to me, or whatever they called it in
There we go.
Pokemon Refresh. I'm pretty sure it runs under the same mechanic as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, in me, when you played with a Pokemon enough to make it level up, it used to do like a big sparkly effect, and it still does that here. So I think it's pretty much the same thing. You play with Pikachu enough, its friendship goes up. It starts using hacks in battles.
Yep. Even more hacks than it already is.
Yes. So one of the things that it lets you do is you will have probably seen the icon on the bottom right when Pikachu wants to do something. So when there's some sort of interactivity there,
There's a Meowth on top of the gate.
oh wow, oh that's fantastic! I love that. But yeah, the icon only appears when you're playing in docked mode. You lose the functionality when you are in. Ooh, who's this?
Now, if they use their music from the anime, I'm going to miss it because
Yeah, we can't
we
hear
can't hear it. If they do, please let us know. Oh, it's the Meowth.
He doesn't talk in this one though, unfortunately.
We do get called twerps.
We do get called twerps. Yeah, sorry. So there's the interaction stuff you can do with Pikachu by shaking the controller, which you can't do on handheld at all. It just does not appear. That also extends to in battle because sometimes you can shake the controller to use a particular move, like a special move.
Mm.
You can't in handheld mode. So
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's not as if you couldn't just like gently shake the
yeah, just wiggle
Switch.
wiggle the switch a little bit. Or
Why is it trying to teach me how to play Pokemon?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's assuming you don't know this from Go. It's very dramatic, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it though.
Oh yeah. It's very shonen in the right ways.
Synchronized bonus.
Oh, we can break the game by playing co-op. Cool. Yeah, the bonus multipliers are kind of important if you're trying to level Pokemon up quickly. I've had something like what was it? I got once. I think I managed to get at the end of a plus 30 chain. I managed to catch a big Pokemon the first try with an excellent throw or something like that, and I got like a 90 multiplier. So it was pushed most of my Pokemon over to the next level, no matter where they were.
The one thing that I don't quite like about the way that the experience is set up with the EXP share is how long it takes to get through that when you've got a full team of Pokemon leveling up.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell me that they've leveled up. Just give me a quick ding that they've leveled up and get on with it.
Yeah, just say, I don't know, Eevee, Oddish, Butterfree, and whatever have leveled up. Just do it all in one.
Yeah. Let's get Pikachu on the go. On the let's go.
Yeah.
We could probably start using Mew now as well.
I think Mew might still be a bit too low leveled. Oh, level 10. Okay. I have to stuff some TMs on it though.
I think I've only got 2. I think
Yeah.
I've got what Brock gave me and that dude with Meowth.
Payday then. Oh well.
I mean, at the very least, Pikachu's so cute.
Yep.
TMs in this game, thankfully, are not one and done.
No, most of the improvements from later games are still present and correct, which is obviously good. Figured you might want to hit K with that Butterfree. Yay.
Yeah, Ace Trainer Rick totally agrees with us, because we are right.
Yeah. Yeah. that.
Oh, Mew learned Swift.
Oh, nice. So it does have a move pool. I thought it didn't have one at all.
Oh, no, it does. It's just not great.
Fair enough.
It doesn't really do a whole lot. It's got, like, psychic attacks. I think it does now have a signature attack since some game at some point. Other than Transform.
Oh, okay. That's useful.
Some psychic attack. It might be Mewtwo. An attack for Mewtwo that it also has. I can't really remember.
Oh, yeah. I think I know the one you mean, but I can't remember its name. Psycho something or other.
Yeah. The evolution looks pretty rad in this game as well.
I agree with that as well. There shouldn't be a pause. Once the Pokemon's HP hits 0, it should play the falling over animation straight away. Just kind of speed the thing up a bit. Although, to be honest, having played through the Gen 4 games, I'm less inclined to complain. Because Gen 4 was so slow. It could take 30 odd seconds just to get through, just to start a battle, throw out the Pokemon, do, oh, the weather appeared, and this Pokemon triggered its nature, and that Pokemon triggered its nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shonen catch mechanic, go!
I wonder if it's more likely if you're throwing 2 Pokeballs to catch it.
Yes.
So it does affect the catch rate.
Yes, it does. Yeah, they said that when they first announced it.
So it's yet another thing that breaks the game.
Yeah, it's completely broken. I mean, to be fair, it's one of those things where I think they know full well that player 2 is likely to be 5. So they try and make the game super, super easy and, make things easier because they know that basically if you have to try and catch a Pokemon too many times, the second player is probably going to get bored.
To be fair, if they end up keeping that mechanic in for some hard-to-catch legendaries, I am 100% down for that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I still have nightmares of the good couple of hours that I spent trying to catch Kyogre in Alpha Sapphire.
Oh, I hated that so much. And Lugia and or Ho-Oh in Heart Gold Soul Silver. The other one. So in my case, I played Soul Silver, and it was Lugia, which gets returned to its original catch rate.
Yeah.
So you have to sit there for hours, and then it struggles itself to death.
It's just not fun.
Yeah. This is a lot of the reason why I'm quite happy with them, as you said earlier, kind of killing their darlings when it comes to established things in Pokemon. Because a lot of them, just plain and simple, are not fun.
Yeah.
They're just not entertaining at all.
You're wrong, Shiny.
Yeah, no, I tried to catch Koga as well, and it was awful. It took me ages and ages.
It's quite literally got a catch rate of 3%.
And it's a plot legendary as well, so it's like, you can't...
Yeah, you can't even just leave it and then come back for it. You've got to do it. Oh, yeah. Some grass on grass action.
I don't even know if that'll work, but let's try. Yes, that worked.
That very worked.
That worked. It's one of the things that I do like about this game, and I'll probably spend a lot more time talking about its problems over the next hour, but the thing that's worth not forgetting...
Plot's happening.
Yeah, time for plot. The thing that's worth not forgetting is that the game is really fun. Like, the actual core gameplay loop is a lot more fun than it ever used to be, because of the catching, and because of the being able to run around in the overworld and actually see things.
Yep.
Rather than
No, fucked it.
Hey.
It's one of the things that I've always kind of championed, this change for this game, when they've adapted the Go mechanics for it to begin with, is that it's actually made the game catching Pokemon. Whereas normally, I would barely catch Pokemon at all.
Yeah.
I would catch exactly what I needed to and no more.
I think there are a lot of people that kind of prefer that, in terms of they don't think they particularly want to be, you know, basically factory farming Pokemon. But I think it's hard really to argue with the fact that it is that the core gameplay loop is now something that actually involves gameplay.
Yeah.
It's, you know, the overworld was basically a glorified menu, and then sometimes it triggered things randomly for no reason that you could ever really see or interact with. You know, at the moment, you can still get jumped by things. I've had things spawn next to me and then just charge straight towards me.
It's caught me out a few times when I was trying to get a Metapod chain.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I realised that if you do run away from something, it doesn't break your chain.
Yep. They call it a catch chain, and the reason why is it doesn't break unless you catch something else.
Yeah.
Or the Pokemon flees.
That said, 2 times I was chaining for Viridian Forest, and both times I came across Bulbasaur and was like,
yeah.
Well, I've got to catch it, don't I? I can't not catch it.
Yep. It takes a hell of a lot of what's the word?
No, I guess I'm using Mew.
Okay, cool.
No. I want to pick Pikachu. Please let me pick Pikachu. Thank you.
Right. I will pick Mew again. We should probably change the team over at some point, but it's fine. Yeah, it takes a lot of self-control.
Yeah.
Not to just run off and catch something else and break your chain. It is worth it though. It doesn't take that long to get a reasonably high chain, and the rewards for doing so are quite impressive.
I seem to be the only person that's not caught a shiny in this game so far, though.
Oh, I haven't either. And not for lack of trying as well. Which is slightly frustrating, but there you are. I'll get something eventually. But yeah, it does seem like shinies are relatively common in that I think the catch rate, once you get into a decent chain, is pretty high.
They seem to have taken that from Go as well.
Yes. Excuse me. Which I think is fine.
Yeah.
You know, I think shinies have long stopped being this sort of mythical thing.
Huge Geodude.
Huge. There you go. Does this count as catching it with the power of friendship, by the way?
Yes.
Excellent.
We're using the heart of the cards to catch the Pokemon.
Yeah, like I say, some of the bonuses get pretty ridiculous after a while. just doing an excellent, in this case, simultaneous catch of a big Pokemon can get you a ridiculous amount of experience. I've basically spent about an hour chaining Diglett. So, a lot longer than I think a lot of people will spend, but not that long. And I ended up getting about 10 levels on every single one of my Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I am now, in every sense,
Ooh,
massively overpowered. Massively overleveled. Give it a sand attack, I suppose.
I'm surprised Pidgey hasn't leveled up yet.
Mm.
Pidgeotto's certainly got to be... I would have thought it was before level 18.
Yeah. I think it is 18. So I think it'll evolve after this battle, I think.
Alright.
I could be wrong.
Oh my god, we're going to be here forever.
Yeah, it does take a while.
I don't think... Oh, we don't want Growl, so...
Yeah, anything's better than Growl. Yeah, fair enough. Ace Trainer Rook is saying maybe have more shiny colours. So, not necessarily have them be rarer, but have, more shiny varieties and make them scarcer that way.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably prefer to see, like, varieties of the Pokemon species.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
the Crystal Onyx or something daft like that. But if we're going to go down that road with the shinies, let's fix the shinies that are crap.
Yeah, take the ones that are just a slightly different shade of the original colour and actually make them different. There we go.
Yeah.
Pidgey is evolving. I think more regional variants. I really, really like the idea of a Alolan Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that you can get Alolan Pokemon in this game.
Yep.
You can trade for them with NPCs, or get them out of Go. I'd like to see more of that. Next time we have a new region, I'd like to see a new batch of regional Pokemon. Even if that does mean that we have 3 or 4 different kinds of Rattata. I don't mind that.
I kind of feel like there's a reason we might not see that, and that's purely because when they did it last time, it was very much, look at all these Gen 1 Pokemon that we've given new versions of.
I mean, frankly, I can see them doing it again with the Gen 1 Pokemon.
Just more of them.
Yeah, new variants of the rest and another variant of Rattata.
Yeah. I kind of feel like there's a very good chance we'll never see it for any other generation, just because...
I would not like that at all, but I also think you're right, because they've done this so consistently. They've started with the first generation for some mechanic or other, and then they've gotten bored and gotten distracted by a shiny thing and never bothered with it ever again.
There's a reason quite a few Alolan Pokemon are dark types, and it's actually very apparent in this game, because if they weren't, you wouldn't have any dark types in this game.
Nope, not at all.
The kind of main thing that the Alolan Pokemon do is they expand what Gen 1 had available in terms of types a little bit.
Yes.
A very little bit.
Not by much at all, really. But it is things like the fairy types that got retconned are still retconned, so Jigglypuff's a fairy type.
Yeah.
But, it's like you can't get Steelix, for example.
Yeah, so the only steel types in the game are
Magnemite.
Magnemite, Magneton. No, that was absolutely terrible. Are we using 2 Pokeballs every time we do this?
I don't think so. I think it counts as 1, but I'm not sure. It would be really rubbish if
Playing co-op could get very expensive.
Yeah. It's a good job the game gives you Pokeballs quite a lot.
I think you start off with 100 of them.
I think it's 50, but yeah, you start with a lot. Yeah, I think that's one of the nice things about this game, really, is it's very difficult for them to shoehorn in a new gimmick. Where's my trainer gone? Oh, there we go.
There you are.
Just Supergirl back in.
I think one thing I'm already noticing about this game that is a dramatic step up from the last time I played a Kanto game,
Yep.
is that I actually want to explore Mount Moon.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Paris.
Oh, it should still be there if you come back. Usually. Maybe not.
And that's because I can run around and go, oh, a Paris, and then annoyingly miss it. Whereas normally, I would be running through this part of the map going, please don't encounter a Zubat, please don't encounter a Zubat, please don't encounter a Zubat.
The nice thing about it, something just spawned up there, is that there is a... There you go. So there's the Zubat,
Hi Zubat,
and you could ignore it.
bye Zubat.
You can run away from it, and you can actively choose not to engage with it if you don't
Did I
want to.
catch a Zubat yet?
No, we're playing a Pikachu now.
Hi Pikachu, bye Pikachu.
Yeah, me too. As Trainer Rick was saying, it's disappointed that the additional evolutions aren't
I
over
did
there.
catch one. Yeah,
The babies
So-
and the evolutions.
this has been my rant about this for quite a long time already.
Yeah, this is... I've spent the last 6 months going, yep, I agree. Yep, I agree. Every time it comes up, which has been a lot.
I mean, one of my biggest issues is that as of this week, the majority of the expanded Pokedex is now available in Pokemon Go. And the rest of the Gen 4 evolutions won't be very far behind. But once those come into the game, the only thing left will be Sylveon. It'll be the only expanded Pokedex game from Gen 1 that isn't in Pokemon Go. So what's the point in them not being in this game?
It doesn't really make sense, because it feels like it wouldn't affect the game all that much to put them in. Like, especially the fact that you can't get the literal majority of the... There we go. You can't
Pikachu
get
did something.
Yes. Yes, you can. You know, in a game called Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, you cannot get the majority of the evolutions.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I think it's random what it does. Sometimes it's an attack, sometimes... Although, actually, sorry, I take that back. If Pikachu's in the battle, it'll do a powerful attack. If it's not
Right.
in the battle, it'll raise your stats. But yeah, I think there's very little excuse for them not to have the full expanded Pokedex. I don't mind them not adding in like new lines from later games. Although I wouldn't have minded that. I think that would have made more sense. You know, even if it's just okay, you can catch Lucario now, because of course you can. You know, I wouldn't have minded that at all. But the fact that you can't get the evolutions it's just daft. There's no particular reason for it beyond blind nostalgia,
Yeah.
beyond blind kind of, pardon the phrase, but blind Gen 1-erism.
It's getting quite hard to avoid these Zubat.
Oh yes. There we are.
How do we think they will do the others for Pokemon Go? So those are the other evolutions for Gen 4 that they haven't included yet. Well, all the ones that they haven't included are the ones that require moves or locations, which I guess is something they could potentially include in Go, where you need to be... Well, the moves one, they can do that in some sort of proximity way, where you have a move that it needs to have, and then
Yeah.
use the Sinnoh Stone or something.
My bad. There we are.
I guess the location ones, as far as you've got electricity, frost, and grass. Those are the locations basically.
Weather. It sounds like you can use rain, snow, and sunshine.
Well, it would have snow's a bit unfair.
Yeah, snow is completely unfair. Maybe they wouldn't do snow. Maybe just like during the winter or something silly like that. I don't even know. Like, I wouldn't mind having the snow one just be a stone. Just attach it to the Sinnoh Stone like you have everything else. Ooh.
You are not wrong still. To be honest, it might just be that those are the ones that they'll just do those next, and they'll all just still be with the Sinnoh Stone.
I'd be fine with that, honestly. Oh, oh.
Oh, no, I pressed B. Stupid top of the Pokeball.
This thing does seem to work best when catching Pokemon if you actually throw it.
Yeah, that's what the ring's meant to be for.
Yeah.
That's what the Nintendo guys at EGX were telling us.
Yeah, kind of. I tend to just sort of roll it down the flat of my hand, so I hold it as if I'm holding like a cricket ball, and I just sort of splay my fingers out so my hand is flat, and I kind of roll the ball across it, but quickly. And that tends to work pretty reliably in terms of making it understand that I'm throwing the ball in the right direction, which isn't a given.
I want more Paris. I do kind of have the mentality now that if I catch more Paris, I'll be able to evolve Paris.
Yeah,
but it's wrong.
Yeah, you have to level it up or do whatever you do in the normal Pokemon games. Hey, friendship capture. As someone in chat pointed out, it's so extra.
Yeah, very extra. Are we? We're back at the beginning, aren't we? Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Well, I need to go and buy Pokeballs now anyway. I noticed that we've only got about 20 of them left.
Ah, yeah.
I did come here with about 80 of them. So I think we might actually be using 2 at once.
Oh, that's a bit grim. That's... Yeah, because it basically means if you've got someone who is throwing Pokeballs every time, like I am, then you are using 2 every single
Yeah.
time.
I guess you don't necessarily both need to throw, but...
Well, now we know. If it's something less, like, really minor, then I won't. There you go.
To the shop.
Yeah, this game is very pretty. To be honest, like...
Oh.
There's kind of a few things to it. Firstly, it's displaying in a resolution that isn't... I usually refer to it as the resolution that lets you... That if you see it on YouTube, it means your internet connection isn't working properly.
Yeah.
You know, literally 240p for the 3DS, which is the faulty internet connection size, and it's also the fact that actually you're either looking at it on a lovely 6-inch Switch screen. I just accidentally respawned my character by moving my hand. Never mind. Or you're looking at it on a television or a monitor that isn't a tiny, awful DS screen. And like the 3DS screen isn't ever that bad in terms of the quality of the panel, but it's so low res and so small.
Yeah.
Even on the XL, that it really it doesn't do justice to the picture.
And to be honest, there's something to be said for just being able to sit back and actually just play a Pokemon game on a proper screen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
When it's docked, you can kind of see the edges, as it were.
Yeah.
It shows that it's not really got the power behind it on the Switch to do too much more than what it's currently doing.
Yes. I think, to be honest, there's plenty of stuff out there that's more visually complicated than Pokemon on the Switch that looks fine.
Yeah, but within this engine at least.
Yeah, within this engine and within that development team at least. I think they are kind of pushing it quite hard. And of course with the slightly rampant frame rate drops in certain areas, it's kind of I'm not sure I'd want to push them to make it more visually pretty at the cost of performance that we don't even have reliably at the moment.
Yeah. It's stuff like this that's very noticeable when it's docked. The shadows on the Pokemon Center. There's some anti-aliasing weirdness as well.
Yeah.
But it still looks pretty great.
It looks fine. And the thing with it is we've now reached the tipping point where if it looks better, that's nice, but it's not essential anymore. You're not losing anything in terms of being able to identify what's on the screen, or, you know, not seeing massive distracting jaggies all the time, even docked. Where actually, even on the 3DS XL, if you boot up Sun and Moon, that it's absolutely awful for having jaggies all over the place.
Yeah.
Because the resolution is just so low. And so actually, you know, anything beyond this at this point is all right. It's fine.
Paris. Yeah.
One thing that you were saying, by the way, because you were saying obviously, oh, there's no point catching loads of a single Pokemon now because you don't need to use them to evolve. If you want to use the candy system to power up a Pokemon, you know, enough, it's still worth catching as many as you can.
Yeah, because you can send them to the professor.
For
In
candy.
fact, we probably should do that with some of these at this point.
Yes, you can also, when you catch them, quite often you get candy as well. Particularly if you chain them, you'll get specific
that's
candy.
not what I wanted.
That might have been me.
No, that was me. I shook my paw at the wrong place.
You don't have to catch everything that moves. You do get a lot of experience, probably the majority of your experience through catching things, but I haven't felt the need to grind the catch mechanic. I haven't felt the need to specifically catch things just to get experience.
Yeah. To be honest, it's more a case of, ooh, that's something I want, I'll catch that.
Yeah.
Or if I end up in an encounter with it, I probably might as well catch it if I've got enough Pokeballs, rather than running away from it. So it's just that kind of level of it, really.
Yeah.
Certainly you get more than enough experience through this game that it doesn't really feel like you have to go out and catch everything.
It almost feels like the Pokemon's experience is almost a secondary mechanic now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird thing to say because the battles are obviously still important and you still fight gyms. But you get enough just by playing the game and doing the things that you actually want to do by playing the game, where you don't feel kind of constrained or feeling like you need to grind or whatever. There we go.
I think it's because I was running.
Yeah, I think it's also because I was way off screen, so I actually despawned and then respawned. Ooh. Yeah, okay. So Sterling Chat is saying kind of, it bugs him because he doesn't really catch Pokemon he doesn't intend to use as a general rule. And that's fair. I think it's something I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, that's pretty much how I play the games already. But I've changed that quite a lot in just playing a couple of hours of this.
Yeah.
Whereas previously, I really wouldn't catch anything I had no use for. I either put it into my box for the sake of the Pokedex, or I caught it because I wanted it. I wouldn't catch it just for the sake of catching it, but I've already done that quite a lot for just this game. You stood no chance, Sandshrew.
Yeah, this whole 2 Pokemon against 1 thing is completely broken.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just a kid. What of it? Go to sleep.
One of the weird things is I kind of was playing the battles and I was thinking, oh, it looks really nice. The camera movements are better and everything. It's not true. The 3DS games had the same camera movements and everything.
Yeah, it's the exact same cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
Although one thing that stands out a lot more, especially when you're doing the Brock battle, is the scale.
Yes.
It's hard not to be impressed by actually seeing the full scale of an Onix versus a Pikachu or a Bulbasaur.
It is one of the best bits of this game, is the Pokemon are their correct sizes, even in the overworld, which is quite funny.
Yeah.
And it's just one of these things, like everything we've kind of mentioned about, especially the overworld, but just the Pokemon in general, it just makes the whole world feel so much more alive and so much more real. Obviously, it's not real, it's fictional, but it makes it feel like it could be a real place.
Yeah.
It's not a rubbish Game Boy representation of, you know, a world that kind of only barely exists, really. And I say that, like, evoking the original games, but I mean that as late as Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They were exactly the same thing. They had prettier graphics, but they were still so incredibly Spartan.
Yeah.
And it's only in Sun and Moon that they started trying to make it better, and only in this game where they actually kind of succeeded, really.
So this is the guy that if you talk to him without any Pokeballs, you'll get some.
Yes.
I don't know if you get them for free.
I'm not sure. I also haven't seen any equivalent of him elsewhere.
Oh no.
Oh.
Haha.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There we go.
Getting the ball. Oh my god.
Let's go back to doing the whole, you know.
Alright.
Oh,
Nice.
It is really forgiving when it comes to synchronizing the throws.
Yeah, very, very forgiving.
Very, very, very forgiving. Like I've moved a full second after Alex, and it still does at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But yeah, I think it's sort of easy to forget with all the talk of, okay, here's a new catch mechanic, and here's a new, you know, here's something else from Go, and here's what they've taken out. Everything else is a massive upgrade.
Yep.
Just literally by putting it on Switch.
The catching in handheld mode, which is the only way that you can't use motion controls, is that you just press A.
Yeah, it's a gyro control to aim at the Pokemon, and you press A to chuck the ball. It's significantly easier.
It also removes the catch combo mechanic other than actually building it up, though, doesn't it? So, like, a lot of the benefits from it don't get included because getting a nice or a excellent throw is basically trivial in it. So the benefits from that is negated when you're in handheld mode.
Yeah, I mean, they're still there in terms of the increased catch rate and in terms of getting the multiplier at the end. Oh, no! Wait, that...
I threw it and it didn't do anything that time.
You threw it in my
Oh, I
Pokeball.
threw it.
Did you throw it? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it was my Pokeball making noises.
Oh, weird.
This is definitely using 2 balls each time.
Oh, okay. Because only Geodude, hold on. Yeah, there's no curveballs or anything in this game.
I can't be bothered by Geodude.
Yeah, there's no curveballs or kind of fancy anything in this. It's literally just the hit it in the circle to get the bonus, and that's it. Which is fine, honestly, because I hate to think that
Yeah.
getting a curveball, how you would manage to get a curveball in this game.
Yeah, the motion controls in this. Oh, we're gonna have to actually like try. The motion controls are basically move. That's pretty much all that they've got.
Yeah.
It's just, did you move? Yes. No.
Yeah, it's waggle. It really is. Which...
Yeah, it's definitely not the Wii Motion Plus in here or anything like that.
No, even though it's a gyroscope, weirdly enough. So technically it is. But no, it's nothing to do with like individual kind of proper tracking or anything. Like you would see from the Wiimote with a pointer or something. Or the Wii Motion Plus. It's just, you move it, it senses that you've moved it. It senses very vaguely in what direction you've moved it, and that's it. And honestly, it fudges it so much anyway that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen enough of complaints of people that have had issues with the motion side of it, where it's gone off in completely the wrong direction when they've thrown it.
Yeah.
That, considering I have had zero issues with it since we started playing with it an hour ago, I do wonder if it maybe is deliberately introducing that.
Yeah.
Or it's actually software coded in where sometimes your throw just goes the wrong way.
Maybe. I don't know. I do think in general, and this is sort of in relation to something A-Trainer Rook said, there's a lot less nonsense involved in doing the throws. Like in Pokemon Go, it's really, really hard to consistently get decent throws.
Yeah.
You know, there we go. Whereas actually in this, it's relatively easy, and I think there's less penalty if you don't.
Yeah.
Because obviously Pokeballs are so much easier to get and don't cost real money.
Yeah.
So actually, a lot of the pain points from the Go catch system are removed here, because you're not having to precisely swipe on the touchscreen. You just wiggle vaguely in the right direction, and it just does it for you.
That Team Rocket background looks an awful lot like the space from the beginning of the first Pokemon intro.
It does rather, doesn't it? I don't think that's an accident.
Probably not, especially considering that trailer they released yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
God, I almost actually cannot deal with Drowsy in that much detail in its animation. Ugh.
You know that might be in Detective Pikachu, right?
I can't imagine them giving up that opportunity to include an even creepier Pokemon than Mr. Mime.
I was like, they kind of decided, what's the creepiest Pokemon in Gen 1? Maybe Mr. Mime. Because, I mean, they could have chosen Jinx, but I don't think that would have gone well for them.
I've got a very strong suspicion Jinx is going absolutely nowhere near that movie.
No, I don't think so, somehow. Oh, I didn't realise you sleep out of that. Whoops. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah. But, I you know, they did sort of think, okay, which is the most creepy Pokemon you could manage? And it's like, okay, Mr. Mime, cool. Alright, put it in the trailer. Yeah, Jinx is done. Jinx is over. It's not coming back.
Yep.
In any meaningful way. It'll probably still show up in, you know, this game for obvious reasons. But I think they do their best to forget it exists.
Yeah, there is not a cat's chance in hell of that being in the movie.
No. Nor in any future Pokedexes, let's be honest.
Mm.
I just saw that Paris jump. I've not seen that before. That's quite cute.
Yeah, it did a jump because it saw us.
Oh. I didn't even know that was a thing. There you go.
The Pokemon definitely can run away from you.
They do, yeah. They sometimes run towards you as well. I've had Growlithe occasionally see me and kind of jump a little bit and run straight towards me.
Okay. I don't know if this is the actual battle yet, but
It's...
I have to battle Team Rocket with Pikachu, so... You can do it, Meowth. Even though you're just standing there.
Yeah, I don't think Jinx is getting an evolution. No, because you would have to acknowledge it exists first. Like, Porygon got shit canned from the anime because of the anime.
Yeah.
Jinx got removed.
Jinx got banned from life.
Yeah. Jinx is a racist stereotype and has been treated as such. And that was after it got Mr. Popoed as well.
Yeah. Porygon was Pikachu's fault. That is true.
I will bang that drum until the day I die because Porygon is one of my favourite Pokemon. Yes, it was the rat's fault.
It's kind of sad that it's made us miss out on what should have been a pretty brilliant Porygon Z anime episode.
Yeah. I still hold out hope that one day we'll get Mega Porygon Z, but I doubt it at this point.
I kind of feel like them introducing Porygon 2 and then Porygon Z was basically just saying, make an anime episode. Make an anime episode. You've got the Pokemon, make an anime episode.
Yeah, we dare you. Oop. Mega Porygon Z would be fantastic as well, because you make Porygon Z just not broken and glitched. Bring it back to being kind of duck
terrifying.
shaped-ish.
So basically Mega Porygon Z is just what Porygon Z should be.
That's it, exactly, yeah. But that's why it would make sense.
Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah.
One ball down, now for the other.
Well, this one will actually work.
Oh yes. I will use Absorb as a token effort, not that it will actually happen. Oof!
Almost one hit KO'd from a double hit attack.
Yeah, this guy didn't stand a chance.
No. Especially since I'm using my anime protagonist Pokemon against him.
Oh yes. Yeah, this is full blown God mode Pikachu.
Yeah.
This isn't, you know, start of Gen 5 can't do anything.
Yeah.
Pikachu.
And they've given Pikachu and Eevee their own stats.
Yes, they have, which is brilliant.
So do we want Helix or Dome? And if you say it, if anyone says it, they're banned from
Praise
everything.
Helix.
Everything. Absolutely everything.
Praise Lord Helix.
If we don't make a decision, we're going to actually get overrun. Oh no, been attacked by a Zubat.
We're getting... There's a vote for Kabutops. So the Dome Fossil.
I mean, that's kind of what I would go for, yeah.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Dome Fossil it is. Yes, I do. Take that, Helix. I've not seen an Onyx yet, and I'm quite disappointed by that fact.
I never saw one in here either. I don't think you can get them until later on.
Yeah, they must be in the rock tunnel.
Here we go.
I mean, it's not their theme.
No. I don't know what it is, really. Apparently, S-Trader says that Onyx is in Mount Moon, but it's like a 1% job.
So you probably have to run around for ages to find one.
You need to get a chain going. If you start chaining Pokemon, the rare ones start appearing more often. So you know what you were saying earlier about how you're cheerfully chaining something and then something rare turns up. That's by design.
Right, okay.
So you want to get a chain going.
Jesse and James look so fucking awesome in this game.
I know. By the way, this is a double battle anyway. For whatever reason. I don't think there are any other double battles in this game.
I mean, it makes sense for Jesse and James to be a double battle. Because it should be them 2 versus 1.
Huh? Oh,
anyway?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh, right, so in an actual double battle, I have to do both anyway.
Yeah, so I've been kicked out of this battle.
I probably don't want Oddish against 2 poison types.
No, probably not.
Can Nidorino do anything? I do quite like that it gives you the option, like, well, it doesn't even give you the option, it just shows you what the Pokemon could do when you're going to change to it.
Yeah, I like the Pikachu animation as well.
It's so brilliant that I had to force myself to not use Pikachu.
Yes.
As my first Pokemon for everything.
Okay, we're going to throw the Pikachu into battle. Fling it. It is great.
I kind of feel like if they don't have a partner Pokemon in next year's game, they're going to be missing something as well.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it being a small selection of Pokemon.
Well, the way I would like to see it happen is do the same thing you've done in these games where you've got the cutscenes and the partner petting and everything like that. Just have them apply to the starters. Like all 3 of them. And that'll be fine, you know. Even if it's limited to just the starters rather than being able to do all of the interaction stuff with everything.
Yeah.
You know, and then have the running behind you thing for everything else.
I mean, it's one of those things. It really should be something that's always in the game to deal with your starter to begin with. Your starter's meant to be your partner through the adventure.
Yeah.
I'm struggling here. Every time it cuts to the behind scene, you can quite literally see what can only be described as Nidorino's butthole. And seeing that in 1080p is too much.
This is a children's game.
It's not deliberately avoiding it.
Very much so, yeah.
There!
Ah! God. I've never spent that much time looking at Nidorino's butt before. I don't really want to start. Not as bad as Zygarde 10%. Yeah, fair enough. That's got a hexagon on its backside.
Right.
In exactly the right spot as well.
I mean, where else would you put it?
Well, yeah.
A twerp did indeed beat you, James.
I'm so glad the localization team got the message there.
Yep.
Go watch the anime, translate it that way.
Pikachu wants to talk to me.
Me too, Pikachu, me too.
Yeah. Don't be sad, be happy. Belly rub.
It's another thing where this whole, even if it was just plain old Pokemon and me again, the fact that you get to do it on the actual screen and be able to see it is...
Yeah. And to be fair, the motion controls, as janky as they are, it's nice to be able to do it without having to do it on a touch screen.
Yeah. They're perfectly usable. They're a bit janky, but they're perfectly usable.
Janky is 100% the correct word for it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to get to... what's its face? Cerulean City.
Yep.
And then we're going to end. And we did not get enough viewers this time to trigger our contest. And the reason why it's that high is primarily just so that it's an actual contest. We want you guys to actually feel that it's not just we're handing out a Pokemon game to a couple of people that happen to be around when we did the stream. So we'll keep it in hand, and the next time we do a stream, we will, so long as it's like one of the main streams that we're doing, we will give the game away then, hopefully.
Yes.
This route is a lot longer than I thought it was.
It is, yeah. There's quite a few trainers dotted around here as well, I believe.
I think we're there. I quite like how the unknown dungeon is like an actual thing now.
Yeah.
And also it seems to have another route out. Did it always have that?
Yes, I think it did. Because obviously back in the Game Boy days it was kind of not really obvious.
Yeah.
Because it was just a ledge. But now it's obviously a whole thing.
Apparently Pikachu really likes the fountain. Do I want to throw money into the fountain? Throw $500?
Yeah, might as well. I don't know what it does if you do 50. I threw 500 at it.
Oh, fine. $500. That's crazy.
Pikachu's very happy about it though. for whatever reason.
That does not feel like that was worth $500.
No, I agree there. Where's my partner Pokemon gone? Oh right, because it's the Ivysaur. Don't know why though.
What are you? Oh, right. He's the guy that teaches the super broken moves.
Yep.
Zippy Zap.
Zippy Zap is ridiculous. The only thing against it really is it's only 50 power, but you get the crit anyway. But it's a priority move, and it always crits. Yeah, so the only kind of downside is that it runs off the physical.
Yeah.
So makes quick attack.
Yeah.
Because it's basically just a better quick attack.
Yeah. Build a marvelous relationship with your Pokemon. Okay.
Says the woman holding a whip.
I think it's a dude.
Is it a dude? Oh shit, it's a dude. Sorry about that.
There's no bumps. That's how you can tell in these games. You need to look for the bumps. See, Nurse Joy has bumps, so that's how you can tell. Right, you can't save in the Pokeball anymore because it's the fucking door.
Yep, which is annoying, but there you are. So you can't save in the correct place.
No, they've done it just to annoy people.
Specifically to annoy us.
And that is it for now. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, that was fun.
So I don't know when the next stream will be. It won't be next weekend.
No.
I might do something for Let's Go again at some point soon. It won't be a main stream, but maybe I'll chuck it on and just hang out for a bit while playing it. There might be some very boring bits where that might make it a bit more entertaining. So we'll see what happens there. Anything that happens we'll announce on the Twitter and the Facebooks. So keep an eye to those. And hopefully next time we do a main stream we'll be able to give the game away.
Literally.
So thanks for joining. We will see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.
We'll be right back.